Ciao everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic, I want to talk about love. As an expat single woman, many people are surprised I didn't come here with a husband or a boyfriend because Serbia is still, for many, a random place to live. But I have fallen in love with the country. As far as my dating life, I was in love with someone and we're no longer together. But the bigger picture is, I do love the country. And I've met many foreign women and foreign men who are married to Serbs. And I think the expat stories here are so unique compared to other places I lived in where people come just strictly for work or it's just an expat couple, but not many people I've met, especially foreign women, that marry a local man and living their best life. If you're single and you're looking to find love, I would have to say Serbia is a great place to fall in love, not just with the country, but the people, and hey, maybe find a spouse. Let's get into it. The type of expats I've met are expats that are married to locals. So when I first came here in 2022, hosting my first afternoon tea party at Hotel Moskva, nearly all my guests came to Serbia because they were married to a Serbian man. Maybe I'm gonna find love, a romantic partner here, because it's so unusual, especially if you're an American woman, a Canadian woman, a British woman, to come to a country that's not as rich as yours and marry a local man. And it's just the total reverse. In places I've lived in when I was in Thailand, you find a lot of foreign men married to local women. It was just really amazing to hear the stories of women from US, from Canada, from India, from Argentina, from Australia, from Israel, who have found their partners while they were studying abroad, while they're working abroad. And I was just like, well, Serbia is special because it's so rare for women, foreign women, to marry local men. And I would have to say it's because of the language barriers, the cultural barriers. In many cultures, families, especially of a certain class, they don't want their sons to marry out, i.e. wealth go out to her family. So the stories I heard from some of these ladies was like, okay, this is really interesting. Like, highly educated couple, studying abroad, working abroad, they're living their best life here. And for me, while I love being single and having the flexibility and freedom to move and get up and live how I want, it was an inspiration. Because at some point, I just turned 35. Yes, I do want to settle down, but my priority over the last couple of years has always been to go where there's opportunity. And when you come as a couple or come as a family, that can get a little bit more complicated. Not impossible, but especially if you have children in the mix, you can't, I wouldn't just be able to pick up my bags and leave and just start all over. So while I love the stories of some of the expat ladies, and I'll dive more into that later, falling in love with a country where I feel I can make it a home. Will I find a partner? Let's see. So since living in Belgrade, the expat couples I've met are either foreign women married to Serbian men, and then I've met a couple of Serbian women married to foreign men. In many of their stories, it's either they were traveling with friends and they met at a restaurant or a cafe, or some of them met at university, studying abroad themselves. Either also some met at work. So Serbs are, I think, a really big popular group that do go out to study, that do go out to live the expat life. There's a huge Serbian community that are in Chicago, in Toronto, Johannesburg, Australia, and I think that has to deal with the different waves of immigration pre-war, during the collapse of Yugoslavia, and even till this day, many Serbs do leave to find work abroad. But it's really nice to see many Serbs have returned, not only just alone, but have returned with their families. So when I was at the gym earlier today, I met this couple that is Serbian and Mexican, and the woman is Serbian, her husband is Mexican. It was just like, this is such an interesting mix. And their story where they're sharing, they met while they're both traveling in Barcelona. I also have a friend, she's Serbian, and her fiance is from the Dominican Republic, and they met here in Serbia. So other stories, and I've seen from TikTok, I see so many weddings of African women marrying Serbian men. It's really fascinating to see the love stories between Serbs and foreigners who meet abroad, but also some, like myself, I was in a relationship, I've met people here. Because socializing here, people are really open and kind and very curious about what brought me here. And, dating here is quite easy as a foreign woman. It's really fascinating to hear the love stories of foreigners and Serbs, because some cultures are very closed to outsiders. And that's part of the reason why I left Asia after teaching for 5 years. It was just really unrealistic that I would find a local husband in Thailand or a husband in Singapore or in Kazakhstan. The language barrier, the cultural barrier, the traditions, many cultures do not like their sons marrying out. And if you're of a certain class, they just want them to marry within their own, which is okay. Like, I have nothing against marrying within your own. I do hope to marry someone that has the same faith as me. That's really important. So living in Serbia and seeing and hearing all these stories of the mixed couples, I think it's very fascinating. I've met many Serbs who have grown up abroad in Canada, Australia, South Africa, Australia or UK, or even Austria, who have come back to live in Serbia. They're still very Serbian. They speak Serbian. They are Orthodox Christians and practice all the traditions. And they want to raise their children in a society that reflects their values and traditions and language. It's really nice to meet Serbian repatriates who come back, they start a business, and they themselves are surprised by how much I love this country, because it's not the same. Serbia is not the same what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or even their parents' or grandparents' age. Serbia is very different. And it's really, really heartwarming to see people who are here, or even some of you all that tell me the stories, how I'm experiencing Serbia. It brings warmth to your heart, because the Serbia today is very different. From the infrastructure to the development, it's still a unique place for Americans to go to. And despite the relationship between Serbia and history between Serbia and the US, I still think it's a wonderful place. So it really warms my heart to see many Serbs from Canada, from the US, South Africa, Australia, to come here and raise their families and build a business. Please come back. This country needs you. I think the best thing for me is falling in love with Serbia. It would be nice to have that fairy tale ending. I came to this country, fell in love, got married, and started a family. Hey, my timeline is different. I'm okay being single, but falling in love with a country where I can call home, falling in love, and eventually getting a citizenship and really establishing roots here, I think that's the biggest flex. Because I've lived in so many places where as a foreigner, I will never belong. I feel like I belong here. The love is really mutual. When I was in Singapore, I loved living in Singapore, but Singapore did not love me. It was very difficult. And same for Thailand. When I was in Bangkok, was Blair in Bangkok, Thailand, this hustle, for Thai culture, it doesn't matter how, even if you master the language, you marry a local, you have children, you will forever be an outsider in Thai society if you are not ethnically Thai. I've met like maybe a handful of foreigners that got citizenship and they've mastered the language, but they're never going to be Thai. And again, that's okay in some cultures. If you're a foreigner, you'll never be one of them. But I don't feel that here. I feel like I can become a Serb, a citizen. I'm learning the language. I'm starting to understand the sense of humor. But it really warms my heart. The genuine love I feel from the country and the people. That's why I continue to create videos and to promote how Serbia is a great destination for expats, but not all expats. We don't want just anybody coming here. The love I have here, it's really reciprocal. I think that's the most important thing in a relationship, the reciprocal, genuine, deep love. I want to add a bonus point. Falling in love with a Serbian man or dating in Serbia, it's quite unique because first, I'm a woman. And that's really important because in America, I'm black and then a woman. But here, I'm a woman. Yes, I happen to be black and I'm American. And given the American or Western mindset, some have found that attractive. I'm very optimistic. And for some, it's just like, you're a little bit too optimistic. But my dating experiences here have been wonderful. Serbian men are gentlemen. They understand that a woman is a woman, a man is a man. Many Serbian men do have friends. Like when I was in the States, it's really odd that a lot of American men do not have friends. In regards to my last relationship, we were very much in love, and I love that he had genuine friends. I met all his friends from childhood. I met all his best men. It was just a really beautiful relationship that unfortunately had to come to an end. But dating him and how he always questioned me, like, why do I love this country so much? His friends were like, Blair, you love this country so much. Why? Why don't you live in the US? And for him, it was great. Like, we were an interesting couple because the energy, the personalities, and our experiences together were wonderful. So I would have to say, in my experience, if you're a foreign woman and you want to date a Serbian man as a foreign woman, I would say they're traditional, they are gentlemen, they are very well read, speak many languages, and I know different classes, different types of people, but I'm talking about in my circle. Very independent, they will do whatever it takes to take care of you and their family. And it's just really nice to have that dynamic. Because when I was in Thailand, I didn't date any local. I only dated foreigners. So Serbian men are gentlemen. And I can see why so many foreign women that I've met here are married to Serbian men. It's really nice to see. So who knows how my love story will continue? Who doesn't love love? Love, whether it's in a country or in a partner or in a business or passion. I love this country and the people. And if you want to move here, I do provide relocation services, concierge services. Also, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to start a business, I have services for that. Organize my afternoon tea party and other networking events. So it is a really great place to live as an entrepreneur, as an expat, as a business owner. So check out my website, blairinbelgrade.com. Please subscribe and share below what brought you to Serbia. If you're dating a Serb and you're living abroad, have you thought about coming to Serbia? And for Serbs that are living abroad, what will it take for you to come back to Serbia? This is your home nation. We need you here. Ciao, ciao.